Walls here have been pretty much accurate the whole way through, so let's just stick with them. Gonna make them flat, like that. In general, this whole way through, this will look pretty whack up until the very last point where we add the lights. Wait, that works like a charm. Absolutely bloody gorgeous. Let's make sure we're following that. That is probably gonna stick out, however. Yes, it is. Not quite as bad as I thought, though. It is really just only these few here. Got rid of them. There you go. Damn. Okay. Obviously a very important step. We need to pop in some water. Because what? So let's now build the snake heads. How the bloody hell are we supposed to do that then? The only remotely usable piece is this. And that's, well, let's just say it's not very promising, eh? In general, even if you make it black, it looks way too clean now. It's more like a xenomorph. So yeah, no, that's not it. It's very wide open actually. So that at least makes it a bit easier. Here you go. That is that is not it. Maybe their eyelid a bit more pronounced. What a mess, bro. What? This game is not made for this. You can just tell. Maybe this could work to lips. Maybe this could work for that. I don't even know. This looks hella weird. Like, what the hell even is that? Like, it looks ass.
6.5 hours later.
Okay, so even if I accepted that this is it, I still need to make the same thing on the other side. What is that? What is that? Okay, let's just focus on one side first. Very important is the tongue, and because then hopefully we can kind of make this smaller and smaller and make it like a bendy kind of shape. But I can already tell we can't because this is the smallest it'll go. Wait, there's also this one, which is slightly different. Okay, actually, I think that is not even that bad. It is pretty bad. It's just not as bad as I thought. Let's just, for a second, imagine that we have a few of these. So, for example, in there, and then on the other side as well. Because I kind of just want to know what that even looks like. That is genuinely atrocious. That... Oh, maybe a bit further back and further apart. Is that better? Yes. That is better, but I have a terrible feeling that it is not gonna get much better than this. So, we're gonna have to accept the fact that this... I secretly hope we can hide the imperfections, or well, horrendousness in the dark, but I'm not sure if we can, because the lights are questionable. Anyway, let's put this on the other side and kind of try and fix it to make it look similar to the other side. For example, we need the eye on this side as well. And that actually works surprisingly well. Shape is... I mean, the essence is there. Oh, wait, this is the wrong side. The essence is there. It's... at least that we have. I would have just liked it to look a bit better. It looks like dripstone, sort of. Yeah, that'll do, actually. There's also this one. That'll do fine. Okay, so it doesn't really look like dripstone, but since it's gonna be super dark, I think it will be just fine, actually. Wait, that is... Huh? That is pretty much it, isn't it? What is that? Bold Cypress knees? Hell yeah. Dude, this will do just fine, too. We, of course, also have decals, and... I don't... Well, let me just try something. I don't know if this is really the type of thing we need. It could help to make it look more dirty. But then again, I don't know how much of this you'll actually end up seeing. By the way, yes, over here. Look, I don't know how this happened, but somehow this ended up looking like that. I think it's because I added the track after putting the water down, so it made a cave without me actually making the cave. Anyway, my idea was then to just make a waterfall that goes straight in there. I just have to make sure not to touch any of this anymore. With a bunch of water effects, I'll try and get that effect.
Eventually.
Here you go. So it splashes all the way down there. This looks really weird. I'm not happy with how today's video is going, but let's continue because we have to do this at some point. Here, first of all, let's turn off the torch. Okay, wait a minute. See? That? It keeps... That is so absolutely annoying. This has to be slightly bluish, because as you... We can either make them a bit brighter by just adding more. I'm not sure if that actually makes much of a difference. It seems to be... Oh my god, bro. Okay, let's just try this. Add... The water here from outside looks like... Why is it white? What? Why? Wait, we can... Oh, that is not... Oh, that is really nice. I want to try this one more time inside the coaster. Oh. So once again, we approach. Maybe it's a bit too bright now. Yes, that is a lot better already. By the way, all of this looks stupid. So let's not do that. Most of all, these big ones look really dumb. This is fine, actually, at least for now. Over here, which has the giant head, of course. Now, if I remember correctly, I do believe we have some sort of head that looks like this one. Of course, this isn't super accurate, but it is either gonna look like this, which is just not so great, or we can't really do it. Now, I'm not even sure if this is big enough. In fact, I'm pretty sure it is not. Maybe a bit higher up would actually be decent. Besides, the figures are quite small, so it is actually pretty massive still. The only thing we do have to do is add all of these rocks, because what is for sure is it is sitting on a very big kind of rock formation there. So let's at least make sure that part is accurate to make something ourselves. I was secretly hoping the indoor areas would be easier to build, but there's just so many specific elements in here. I really think the Indiana Jones area is going to be a massive breath of fresh air, because they're just normal real world buildings. Then I will extend the tube so it's a bit longer and deeper. We shall shove it back in there like that. Then comes the great part. We need to somehow open this up to make sure you can actually go in, supposedly. So, well, wish me luck. Okay, so then I'm not sure how much room there is behind here, but let's just kind of see. Oh, there's a lot of room. Okay, that's good. In that case, let's go and make this whole thing just a lot deeper so you can't really see the end. Something like that. And we're gonna put the water back in. Yes, okay. And then I had this crazy idea, because I'm pretty sure there was like an eel animatronic. So I know how goofy this looks, but you cannot deny that it is a little bit similar. And the great thing, we can scale that up pretty far. This is more than big enough. And if we simply put that inside of this and make it come out as soon as you get here, that could actually work. It's goofy, I know, but it's better than nothing, right? You have to make sure to use the stuff we do actually have. But so just imagine this is a much more desaturated greenish color, kind of like this. See? That is not even terrible. I mean, it does look slightly too friendly, but if we ignore that fact, it's actually not as bad as it could have been. We just need to make sure it comes out. So first it's black, and then once you get here, it comes out. How does that work again? There was something like a trigger sequence. Create trigger sequence, add trigger, and then you can play it. Okay, good. Then we'll probably need one of these bad boys, and we'll just put that underwater here so you don't see any of that. And the eel has to go because we needed to attach it to this thing. So let's do attach scenery, then look for eel. We pop that on there, make it nice and big. There you go. So now it goes it goes in and out. That is its expression is way too happy, but it kind of does do what I meant for it to do. It just has to go back a little bit, I think. So it goes about that far. That's great. Now, what I'm wondering about is how this will look with a spotlight, because obviously we now have the torch on. What if I put a spotlight over here shining down and then turn this off? Look. If you kind of... Oh, yes! Wait. That is actually perfect. Holy shit. Wait, hold on. Okay, so wait. In general, first we need some lights in here. Spin around a bit too far. And nothing happens, naturally. I guess I'll figure that out later. At least the effect works, so that is good. I am just really, and I mean really, not happy with the way any of this looks. It is just, it's goofy. Right? It is just, I mean, the vibe is there. That is probably the only good thing about it. Everything else is just, it's just not it. And a great